Hello and welcome. My name is Matthew Brown. I'm a security solutions architect for Context in Ireland. Um, I've been in IT over the last decade, specializing in core infrastructure, cybersecurity, and Azure. I've worked with SMBs, enterprise clients across Ireland to deliver Microsoft solutions to companies within Ireland and abroad. My role has evolved uh, and changed. I've been involved in designing, implementation, and supporting IT solutions across multiple vendors. Alongside my daytime career, I'm an Azure MVP, a Microsoft certified trainer, and a Microsoft certified educator. At night, I'm a Microsoft certified education trainer to students throughout the world teaching the Microsoft curriculum and CompTIA curriculums across multiple colleges. I also work with my team in Journey to the Cloud, where I present on different topics. This is an online community which I founded back in 2020. So as you can see, I am a CompTIA certified professional and a Microsoft certified professional. So I've worked with both vendors to design, support, and implement their exams. So that's just a brief introduction about myself. So we'll start off with the CompTIA series exams. So today we're going to look at the IT Fundamentals, which is CompTIA's first course. So the IT Fundamentals, just to break it down for anyone that has never seen it, is a basic entry-level certification. What this does is you're brought into what IT is about, the fundamentals, where you're going to get started, and how you kind of implement this day to day. So the IT fundamentals covers multiple different things. It covers your IT concepts, your infrastructure, your application and software, your software development, your database, and your security. All of this, remember, is your fundamentals. So what you're going to get out of this is if you're a student and you're starting a career in IT, this is where you start. So you need to understand the fundamentals. So to combat that issue, CompTIA have brought out the IT fundamentals. It is a 75 question exam. It's multiple choice, so you have no performance-based questions. It's 60 minutes and it's a 650 score. So usually what CompTIA do with the IT fundamentals is they refresh this every 3 years. So currently we're on the U61 exam code for it. So it was launched in 2018. So this would be a great place to start. It's $134 to get started with. Um, how does this compare to your other entry level certification in IT? So when you look at the MTA, where you're going to think that's Microsoft, and that's correct. So the MTA is also an entry level certification, but that's vendor focused rather than a vendor neutral approach. So on top of that, then we compare it to your IC3 digital literacy. Again, this is for end users who don't have much IT training. And of course, we have the ECTL, which is for non-IT pros, and it's an end user certification. So the good thing about the IT fundamentals is that once you earn it, it's a good for life certification. The cost of the fundamentals is $134, which is about the same in euro. So why do the IT fundamentals? Very simple. You are starting in IT, you don't know what career path you want to take in it. It's a great way of dipping your toes in the water. So, with that, we're going to just look at why IT fundamentals is different. So, the exam basically covers your software installation, your basic network connectivity, your proving and preventing security risks at a basic level, and you're going through your troubleshooting theory. So why you would want to study IT fundamentals is it's for people who are considering changing career. It's also for people who are in marketing, sales, and operations. So staff who have an idea of what IT is, who just want to get it, be more computer literate. So why the IT fundamentals is a good choice is it's a single exam in comparison to all your other vendors in terms of your Microsoft, where that's 8 exams, your IC3 is 3, and then your ECTL has over 17 exams. So why you'd want to do IT fundamentals with CompTIA is it's vendor neutral. So it doesn't focus on any specific certification. It's just your basic fundamentals. So this is what it looks like, the infrastructure pathway for CompTIA. So ITF Plus is your starting point. So if you want to get into IT and get started, IT fundamentals is where you're going. So the breakdown of the exam is your concepts and terminology is 17%, your infrastructure is 22%, your applications and software is 18%, and your software development is 12%. Database fundamentals is covered, but it's only about 11%, and most importantly, security has a weight of 20% in the exam. So you're really going to get a varied level of knowledge out of this. So if we go through the IT concepts and terminology, so what you're going to be looking at here is the fundamental characteristics of IT. You're going to have an idea of the basics of computing and processing. You're going to explain the value of data, and you're going to look at how you troubleshoot an issue. So that's your IT concepts and terminology. Your infrastructure is worth 22%. What you do here is you're going to be looking at input and output devices such as like your mouse, your keyboard, your screens, your printers. Um, you're going to probably be given a scenario of set up and install peripheral devices to a laptop, or maybe secure your wireless network. Some basic networking there. You're going to also have to explain the common internal components. So what that means is IT fundamentals brings you through the basics of a computer. So you're going to have to get a computer, take it apart, learn about the different components like your processor, your RAM, your hard drive, your SSD, your CMOS battery, all that kind of stuff. The application and software side of things with this exam, you're going to be looking at how you manage the applications. You're also going to be looking at comparing and contrasting the different types of operating systems. You're also going to have to look at the use of software um, within the computer. So what that means is the type of software you're going to use, how you're going to use it, how you're going to install it, how you're going to manage it. You're also probably going to be given a scenario where you're looking at configuring browsers, web browsers such as your Chrome, your Internet Explorer, your Edge. So the next section of it is your software development. So what that means is for your 12% in software development, you're going to be looking at programming languages, your Python, your C++, your Java. You're going to be looking at those in a very basic form. You're going to probably be given a question where you're looking at the techniques of programming and how to write a small bit of code, but it won't go in depth on that. You're also going to be looking at the use of programming concepts. Why you'd use programming? What is the value of programming? Where would you use it? So if we move on to the database fundamentals, which is 11%, you're going to have to just explain basic database concepts. Um, What that means is you're going to have to understand how data is formed, the likes of the OSI model for networking, how data is transmitted. You're also going to have to compare and contrast the various database structures, and you're probably going to have to summarize methods used to interface with databases. So, your ODBC connections, what you call it, your SQL Studio, your Visual Basics, all that kind of stuff. So the last part is the security of the IT Fundamentals exam. So for 20%, you're going to be asked about confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So this is also known as the CIA triad. So you're going to have to understand that. You're also going to have to explain methods and ways of securing devices using best practices. Behavioral security concepts is something that's covered on this exam, so you're going to have to understand the kind of the defense and depth basic knowledge on that. You're also going to have to look at the types of authentication, authorization, and accounting. So how that happens, example, your NPS server, your log analytics, all that kind of stuff. And you're also going to have to explain for security best practices, common use of encryption, and business continuity concepts. So how does a business stay functioning in in a scenario where there's compromise? So CompTIA, what they've done is there's over 5.4 million individuals that work in the technology sector across the US alone. So a lot of new jobs will require people to have your IT fundamentals. Is it is it a high stakes exam? Um, ITF Plus is a good starting point for doing your certification in IT. For me personally, it wasn't a high stakes exam. It was just it was a revision of your basics in computing and how you understand that. So what I would suggest for anyone doing their CompTIA ITF Plus exam, I would suggest that you get the CompTIA Cert Master, you get your study guide, you go through each chapter, you take your chapter quizzes, and as you go through the content, I'd be creating study cards. So what that does is you jot down main points or objectives from the exam, and you have those in study cards. And once you have those all done for each of the chapters, that's your quick reference. So I'm not going to go into the on exam day for your IT fundamentals, but I'll do that in a separate video for all the CompTIA exams. So the main point being is CompTIA ITF Plus is an introduction to basic IT knowledge and skills. It helps you professionally decide if a career in IT is right for you. It also helps organizations prepare non-technical teams for digital transformation. So what that means is you have your entry level IT engineers, and you need them to hold a vendor neutral certification. And what CompTIA ITF Plus does is it validates that basic baseline knowledge of IT. And if you're going into the IT sector, you really should have it. Um, because of the cost, I would consider it a worthwhile certification. It's a great way to start your career. And if you enjoy computing and you want to get an idea of where you want to go, ITF Plus is the cert for you. So on that note, we're going to move on to the next video, which is your CompTIA A plus certification. If you like the video, thumbs up, subs up, and subscribe. I'd be delighted to help you if you have any further queries. Thank you.